What up? Today we have some juicy content. I am going to aggregate the best videos on the internet of the entire week, and I am going to react to them. And then you won't have to watch the other videos. You can just watch me. I got the idea from those movies in 60 seconds. It's like, why watch all of Lord of the Rings when you can watch me distill only the best parts? We really need you to check and see if you're subscribed. YouTube, floundering. With that said, let's get to the videos. The first video that I found is something that I've known a little bit about. This video is from an award-winning actor, Terrence Howard. You might remember him from Hustle and Flow, talking about developing a new hydrogen technology in Uganda. Now, one thing you need to know about Terrence Howard is he thinks 1 times 1 is not 1. He thinks that 1 times 1 cannot be 1. 1 times 1 must equal 2. And he, in fact, dropped out of school because he cracked the code. This is what he's talking about now.
Terrence Deshaun Howard. I've become an actor. You know, I've been nominated for Oscars and Golden.
He kind of looks like Uncanny Valley to me. I don't know what it is about him, but he looks like an NPC that would be in like a Skyrim type game.
Globes and SAG Awards, but those weren't the things that really moved me.
Like, if we were getting deep fakes, if this was Tom Cruise saying some wild shit, I would probably think it's a deep fake.
As a child, I studied chemical engineering at Pratt Institute, was there for 2 years until I saw that there was an inconsistency.
Excuse me?
With the math there. And so
an inconsistency with the math?
I went out to explore a new way of understanding how the universe worked, and I
as a child, you discovered an inconsistency in the math at Pratt University?
Was able to define the grand unified field equation they've been looking
I'm sorry, the grand unified field equation that they've been looking at?
For, and put it into geometry. And then with that geometry, I was able to put
Whenever Terrence Howard talks about stuff like this, it makes me think of any person reading a Dan Brown book. I don't know if any of you have ever read the Da Vinci Code or shit like that, but the premise is as follows. He is a middle-aged professor. He sees something in the geometry, in the painting, in the math that uncovers some kind of code, and then he has sex with a woman 20 years younger than him. And for some reason, Terrence Howard just screams that at me.
On that. And what I'm saying is now we have invented a new form of flight.
I love the looking around at the camera like, wait, I'm sorry. You discovered a new grand unified theory?
And what I'm saying is now we have invented a new form of flight that I would like to bring here to Uganda to replace the drones, to replace the helicopters, to replace the planes. We have all the funding necessary. What we need is just a fertile ground in which to build this. Now, this is the geometry of hydrogen.
What does that mean, man? We've got a new way to fly based on the geometry of hydrogen that he discovered as a child chemical engineer when he realized that 1 times 1 should not equal 1. It is crazy that this guy could have just been in every Iron Man and Marvel movie after the first one, but he was very mad that they were cutting his pay and raising Robert Downey Jr.'s pay.
Hydrogen. This is the proton itself. So any bond that hydrogen can make, our linchpins are able to make. So we're talking about unlimited bonding, unlimited predictable structures, supersymmetry. And the linchpins are now able to behave as a swarm, as a colony that can defend a nation, that can harvest food, that can
I think, let me try and distill this into what I'm understanding. Award-winning actor Terrence Howard believes that through the power of atomic geometry, he can build tiny organisms that will, he started by saying they're going to help you fly, but now he's saying they are going to defend your country and harvest your crops.
Without having to have our young men lose their lives.
I wish this video was longer so I could understand exactly what he means when he says these hydrogen bonds are going to defend the country of Uganda. Do you think he's powering like bots? Is it like a nano swarm AI based on perfect symmetry? What is going on up there, you know? You know what would be a nightmare situation, chat? If Terrence Howard was right. What if we somehow time travel to the future and we're looking around and it's like, why are there so many statues of Terrence Howard? And it's a perfect utopia. There's like clean energy, public transportation, unlimited food. Everyone's happy. Roe v. Wade is reestablished, and it's all because of Terrence D. Howard understanding some inconsistencies in the math. I wanted to look a little bit deeper. Ignore this very, very silly picture of him trying to explain what's going on here. I wanted to understand his math, right? He's talking about 1 times 1 not equaling 1, and his answer is as such. If 1 times 1 equals 1, that means 2 is of no value, because 1 times itself has no effect. 1 times 1 equals 2 because the square root of 4 is 2. So what's the square root of 2? Should be 1, but we're told it's 2, and that cannot be. This didn't go over well, he says, and he soon left school. I mean, you can't conform when you know innately that something is wrong. What? That was our first video of the week. Terrence Howard protecting the sovereign nation state of Uganda. Next up, we have a tweet. A clip from Don't Look Up, and then a real TV interview that just happened. I'm going to say, this is a little blurry because it's a Twitter video. Don't Look Up is a dog shit movie. The movie is bad. Or so I thought. I thought there was no way a movie could be more up its ass, right? The entire movie was like, we're right, but we're just lording it over people and we're not actually affecting any change. And I sat there for 2 hours and 45 minutes while fucking Brad Pitt cheated on his wife and became like a science rock star. Wasn't it on purpose? It doesn't matter. No, it does not matter. That doesn't make it a good movie. You can't make the movie that long with the same joke 100,000 times and with so many things that didn't matter and then say it's good. The fact that curly-haired Dune Man is even in the movie and all that stuff, absolutely busted. But after seeing this clip, maybe it was a good movie. Now it's gonna start with a clip from the movie. This will probably get taken out of the YouTube video, so I'm sorry.
We're trying to tell you that the entire planet is about to be destroyed.
We just keep the bad news light.
Oh, you see, John, you're out.
All right, so someone in chat wants to say that GB News is not a real respected news show. It is a far-right Brexiter channel dedicated to causing outrage. I don't think that matters because it's funny. It's very funny. Now, if you watch this clip from Don't Look Up, she is saying that the world is going to end. There is a meteor coming for the earth and we're all going to die. And then the newscasters say, hey, we're just trying to keep it a little light.
We're trying to tell you that the entire planet is about to be destroyed.
And now we're going to listen to a climate change scientist talk about some of the issues with climate change as we are going through a record-setting heat wave in the UK. This is a real news network, even if it is alt-right.
John, you're outside enjoying the sunshine. It's not too hot, is it?
No, it's absolutely lovely. It's, 20 degrees out here. It's perfect. But on a serious note, folks, by early next week, you can scrap 20 degrees. It could well be 40 degrees. I think there will be hundreds, if not thousands, of excess
It's
death.
funny because I would think that this is fake based on how similar it is to the clip we just watched and the fact that he's from an obviously fictional location. Buckinghamshire? Come on, Brits. You don't expect me to believe this? You're trying to pull the wool over my eyes with this dumbass name? No shot.
Excess deaths early next week.
John.
The charts that I can see in front of me are frightening. So we all like nice weather, but this will not be nice weather. This will be potentially lethal weather for a couple of days. It'll be brief, but it'll be brutal.
Oh,
So,
John,
we can...
So, John, I want us to be happy about the weather and every single. I don't know whether something's happened to meteorologists to make you all a little bit fatalistic and.
The thing is science, bitch! The science made them fatalistic. The numbers are bad, man. We're all gonna melt and die. That's what it is. It's crazy. Something about knowing what's going on just makes you a little depressed. I wonder what that could be. It's the fact that everything sucks. It's the fact that it's all terrible, lady.
I don't know whether something's happened to meteorologists to make you all a little bit fatalistic and harbingers of doom. Because all of the broadcasts, particularly on the BBC, every time I've turned on anyone's talking about the weather, they're saying that there's going to be tons of fatalities. But haven't we always had hot weather, John? I mean, wasn't the summer of 76? That was as hot as this, wasn't it?
No. And you know, I don't think we should be too...
That's the end of it. But man, how crazy is that? It was funny enough that it was just like, hey, no, we can be happy. It's just sunny days. And then in the middle of it, her going like, man, what's the thing about weather people that makes them just so nasty? Why are they such nasty boys? And he's just sitting there thinking like, well, my job is to tell you what's happening, and you're saying the thing that's happening that I'm telling you is happening is not a bad thing, and I'm telling you it's a very, very bad thing. That's fucking crazy, man. That's crazy. So shout out to Don't Look Up. You know what? Hey, power to him. This video I thought was really cute. It's got 7 million views. My God, it's a little bit of an older video, but it's on my videos of the week this week because it reminded me that human beings, and mostly older human beings, but not always, just fucking hate change. It's not that the thing that they are hating on is bad. It's just that they don't like things when they're different. They've lived 50, 60 years doing it one way, and when they see something else, it pisses them off. This is skiers versus snowboarders in 1985. This is a news report.
Because they're missiles. They cause nothing but problems, those things.
And the guy was asking him, like, why don't you want them on the mountain? He goes, they're missiles. He's talking about snowboards here.
This is what all the fuss is about. It's like snow surfing, an idea that originated in, where else? California.
Sometimes it blows my mind. I know I had this a lot as I was going from adolescence into adulthood, but you just feel like things are the way that they are. And then you get older and you realize that everything you know and felt stable in your life was invented like right as you were born. Right? Like we look at like the internet, there's like pre-internet, pre-cell phones, pre-regular phones, pre-flights, pre-international travel, pre-terrorism, pre-global warming, pre-snowboarding. It's fucking crazy.
Around for almost a decade in the United States, and now it's becoming the trendy thing to do on our local ski slopes. But the operators of the hills want them off.
The skiers, we try and keep them separated, but the snowboards come down the slopes, and they're dangerous because if one of these skateboards or ski boards, whatever they're called, hit a person, they'd break their leg because they're just like a missile. And most of them have no brakes on them. So nobody is allowing them on any of the mountains around.
But where there's a will, there's always a way.
Hell yeah, baby.
Ski hill operators refuse to let anyone with a snowboard onto the chairlift. So they have to hike to the top of the mountain and...
Oh, that's actually so goated.
...then find a secluded ski trail where they won't get caught. The ski patrol says it's got its hands full.
Quite a lot of them are uncooperative.
This guy looks like the parody of a ski patrolman in like an 80s movie. You know what I mean? Oh, you better not be drinking any beer in there, eh? No beer in the hot tub. And then they like pants him and everyone laughs or some shit.
I think the major problem with the snowboards is that they run into people. You know, they can't see behind them. And when you get skiers and snowboarders together on a run, you're looking for trouble.
Why can't they see behind them? I guess I'm not really understanding. As someone who's only skied once and only snowboarded once, I feel like they're very similar mechanisms for getting down a hill. And in both of them, I can just look. I can just look.
You see any compromise in the future at all?
No, No, skiing is becoming more and more popular, and if these boards become more and more popular, it's going to be more hassles, more confrontation. So we just like to say that we don't want them at all.
Jeez. Man, that whole video could be done with things besides snowboarding and skiing, and it would be like the same video. Could you imagine this video? And it would really fit with like this guy. Imagine, close your eyes and like listen to the same conversation, but it's about gay marriage. And he's like, well, hey, you know, we've been getting married here for 40 years, and now these people are coming here and they're just like missiles. What are they doing? They can just, we love skiing here. We love getting heterosexually married here. It's just, it's wild to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you liked the first ever, soon to be recurring, Stanzy's top videos of the week. That was actually really fun. I hope YouTube doesn't absolutely slice them all in half.